Hello, let's look at application state, in particular with Actix-Web. This may seem like it's quite specific, but I think just by doing this, we can probably learn some stuff that translates across the board to any kind of Rust. So let's get going. I've got an article with my own little example. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and type most of it, or as much as I can, from memory. And this is going to be as of May 2025. So it's always good to have a recent version of a video of something that's definitely working at the moment. If you're watching this in 2 years' time, well, yeah, the concepts will still apply, but I can't guarantee the code will. Right, let's get going. So what we're going to do is we'll create a new project, and let's call it cargo new Actix-State. And then we'll cd to Actix-State. And right, cargo add Actix-Web. That should give us something like 4.5, I think it is. What I'd said, features derive. I did that by sort of automatically now. I don't know why it's not included by default, but there we go. We use Mutex. That's part of the standard library. Tokyo. I'm pretty sure we don't need Tokyo, do we? Because we use Actix-Web main instead. So what other collections, that'll import itself. Mutex, that'll import itself. So let's go into the main file. And hopefully this screen size or font size is okay for you. It's a bit odd for me because the font's really big, but I know people watch this on watch videos on mobile phones and stuff. So was that a dash? Or, that was an underscore. Yeah, of course it was. Right. So this is where the first memory test comes in. So we want web. Is it lowercase web? Yeah. App. The LSP still catching up, so it's not offering me auto completions yet. HTTP. No, it is HTTP quest server, wasn't it? You stood sync Mutex, use stood collections, HashMap. What else did we use? Was it Serday? Oh no, Mutex HashMap. Yeah, Serday. Okay. Actix-Web main. Nice. And that's async. And then I'll do Control Z. I need to get into the habit of that because when you're doing bigger projects, if you do Shift ZZ in Vim, if you actually exit Vim, then it has to load the LSP, the language server, when you come back in. And as you saw, it means you don't get the auto suggestions, auto complete for, I don't know, nearly a minute, I guess. So an Actix project with 179 crates. Yeah, so if you like these videos, these are kind of real world. I'm not doing lots of editing. I'm not shouting. I haven't got loads of fancy graphics because at the end of the day, it's It's about the code. I kind of do these videos to help, to force me to actually type the code in, really. I find that copying and pasting is a bad habit, and obviously so is ChatGPT and all that. Yeah, it's just saying it's right. So if we just do FG foreground. Okay, so we want to make some structs. This is an example that I've heavily modified based on an idea from, guessed it, ChatGPT. Message. You'll have some content. I'm doing this all off the one screen, by the way. I haven't got a second screen where I'm reading this from. I know lots of people do that. You can see it in their eyeballs. You can see they're typing it, but you can see their eyes are just getting off on a slight angle. We will need to just do derive. Do you always do deserialize first? I do, just alphabetical order. I guess that's fair enough. So we've got this is simulating a. This is all about the AppState, so we'll get there in a second. So we're having structs which will belong, or we'll capture them in the state of the app. So as I kind of understand it, an app is built at runtime, so you can't modify that, but AppState you can modify at runtime. That's why we need Mutex, because as you're modifying it, you want to be the exclusive modifier of that information. You don't want data races and all that. Why don't we? One question I had was, why don't we have arc? Because typically, wherever I see Mutex, I always look for arc, but Actix does that behind the scenes for you. So that's why we don't actually see arc here. Struct message server. We want something called a server, and that's going to have name and get what else I gave it. Name will be a string. Was it ID? Let's get back to my status. So it could be like online or offline or something. So this is a contrived example, but I think it's kind of a good real bare minimum to just. It's not about the business logic, really. Well, kind of, but it's more about the actual. Yeah, this is one thing I don't like about this. Happens. I've switched theme to. Is it Capuchin? Capuchin. Occasionally, it kind of leaves a few letters in a different color. So right, here we get to the good bit. Struct AppState. And this is where we use the mutex, because this is in memory. It's in its right. We're going to have a list of servers. So the AppState's going to have a list of servers, and it's going to have something called the last message. So it's going to remember the last message, obviously because this is Actix, so you're going to be posting and getting stuff. So last message should be it'll be the last message get sent or read. Last message. That'll be a string, but it needs the mutex around it. If you're wondering, you're thinking, oh, well, how come you're not reading this? I've done this. I've typed this in about 4 times now. I find that just typing stuff in, you start to understand it, and it's not about the syntax either. It's also about the actual structure. So I now remember that I have 3 structs, and then I'm going to have 3 functions. So we'll have a get, a post, and then we'll have list servers. And then when we go into main, then we need to create our server, then we create the app, then we add the routes, bind, await. It runs in an event loop. So last message, server list, and that's going to be a mutex around a hash map. What we're going to put inside the hash map, that's going to be, so it's going to be the name of the server plus the status. So we're going to put in, let's put a string for now. Count string. Oh, server. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so we're going to have the server, which is just going to be a string and then server. And then we'll have to just access the server by, we'll get the name or the status later on. So the AppState, I got a bad habit. I just put that everywhere now. No, we didn't need it, look. Because we're just reading it, we're not. Okay, so that's interesting. We don't need to use serialize. Oh, we're going to clone the server later on. Okay. We don't need that there anyway. Okay, good. Right, so there we go. That's the start of our program. Let's just compile it again. All good. Let's just is it allow? I've got a Vim short key binding to do that, but I just thought I'd. Trouble with the key bindings is one day if you don't have them, you'll actually you'll forget how to type it. Right, so we want some functions because the functions are going to be used with the handlers. So function get underscore message. That's going to return HTTP response function post message. And function, let's list servers, because list servers will then access whatever's in the app state. It'll access the server list. So I think we just use HTTP response everywhere here from memory. Let's check HTTP response, HTTP, yeah, okay. And so the list servers is going to use the apps. In fact, they're all going to use the app state, are they? Yeah, because we need to update the app state in case we need to get the last message. So, and the only one that is going to have anything different is post message, because that's going to have, we use MSG and pass in some content. So all these three are actually going to have data, which is going to be of type. So this is something once you've been using Actix-Web for a day or two, you'll get to remember this. And what type of JSON is it? So that's going to be of message type. that's just giving an error because we're not returning anything. Once we return something, that'll be okay. So we can actually do the same in here as well. Data. Again, I think just type in just is good. I know it's boring, but it's good for muscle memory and all that. And a post message, we said we wanted we need to pass in a message, obviously. So that's going to be MSG. We pass in a string slice. Post message. Oh no, web. I've got that ran the wrong way. Sorry. So here, that needs to be AppState. Apologies for that. Kind of the whole point of this video, really, isn't it? And then, so any data comes from the AppState, basically. That JSON, I was thinking, well, no, we use JSON later on, and I was thinking, why is it not got the exclamation? Why is it not a macro? But we'll get to that. And that message isn't a string slice, is it? It is, again, it's web JSON, but that's the one that's the message. We're passing in something which will be of message. It'll be of that format there, struct message content equals string. So what we've done there is we've written 3 functions, which are get, post, and list. They all use the app state, and yeah, and then we return an HTTP response. And that'll be what you actually see in the top left corner of your browser, or when you run Postman or whatever, or curl or whatever. Right, that's response. So let's start with get message function. So I think what we would do, or let me try and remember what I was doing. We are going to get message. I think we're going to get the last message here from the app state. Is that right? Yeah. Cool. So let last message equal data dot last message dot lock dot. I think this is one of the times when it's actually not so bad to use unwrap. And then we return. Actually, this one's not so bad. It's return and then HTTP response OK. And this is where we use the JSON. You notice how it's not a macro. And then last message. Oh, said aserialize. It's complaining about. Yeah, we need to do the actual message. Send the message back in the correct format, not just the word, not just the string. That should be okay now. No. Ah, we need that's. We'll just put a message. It should be last message. In fact, let's change that. That's a bit more accurate, isn't it? Why is it not doing that? There's a clone there. Look, unwrap.clone. Add that on, get it working, and then we'll think about why that is. So we need to clone the last message. Because we don't want to consume it. Let's just get that text there. ChatGPT, do we clone because we don't want to consume last message? Let's see what it says. Yes, I find that quite pleasing when you ask it a question and the first two words you see yes, exactly. You clone the last message to avoid consuming it. Here's why and how it works. You're accessing mutex string last message, locking it, and then doing, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you don't want to leave the mutex empty. An empty mutex is a sad mutex. It violate the ownership model. Rust would reject it. And then you drop the mutex guard when it goes out of scope. And the thing that we're dealing with is on the heap because it's a message, and the message is of type string. Because we're working from the string, with a string, we need to clone it. Well, that wasn't too bad. Right, post message. So I think we're updating a hash map here. It's been a day or two since I did this, so let's just refresh what we're doing. Yeah, right. So we're storing the message. We're updating that in place. So we're dereferencing it. There, look. So we're doing the same thing again. So that's the same line there. So, and then we're going to do last message equals message content.clone. Dereference last message content.clone, isn't it? We need that because we do the HTTP response next. So last message equals message, because MSG is the name of the variable that we pass in, which is actually what we're posting. What's going on there? Last message equals message. Last underscore. Why is it not liking that? Let's just finish it off with the HTTP response. Okay. I should have called that last message. Sorry about that. That's right. That should probably got to be mutable, wasn't it? No. What's going on? That mute last message equals that. Data last message. Oh, lock and wrap as well, yeah. Lock and wrap. Data last message. Lock and wrap clone. Don't need to clone it. And then the response, I would probably need to put that inside some JSON. Oh, just message received. It's not even that, is it? So I'm getting in a right muddle here with the last message and the message. We've got message with a capital M, which is a struct. We've got last message, which is the last message which comes from the app state. And then we've just got message in as a string slice, which is what we're just going to return as the HTTP response. So I hope all this is making sense so far. I'm kind of half doing this from memory, half referring to the notes. So, but you try doing this from scratch. Right. Then list servers. So do we access the we're going to access the app state, obviously. And then from the app state, we want to get the server list. And then we're going to get the string, and then we're going to get the server, and the server is going to be the name and the status. So the string is going to be like a name, just a text name. That'll be the proper name, and the proper status. So, right, let's have a little look at the. Just going to cheat. So servers is data.servers, whereas that was data.lastMessage. So we're just accessing a different part of the app state struct. Oh yeah, so we're returning all of the values. Yeah, in my head for some reason I was just going to return the most recently added server. So let servers equal data servers.lookonWrap. Data.serverList.lock because we're using the mutex, and wrap because it's a result. We could do all the match stuff, but not going to. Was it just HTTP response? Okay. Well, what did we send back? JSON server list. Once we'd got the, let's just fit. Yeah. Got JSON server list, and here we get all of the values. So let server list, which is going to be a vec of some type, equal servers dot values, yeah, dot collect dot cloned dot collect. And then server list, why is it? I've got the semicolon there. Right, fixed. Why not fixed? Oh, you have to add serialize to your server type. I think I had it in there to start with, but there we go, all good. So I think while I was talking, I deleted it, not thinking. Okay, that's good. Right, FG, go back to the foreground. So thus, we've now got two structs for message server. Then we've got the AppState struct. Then we've got three functions that access the AppState, and we use Mutex because we only want one. We only want one thread accessing data at any one time. Right, let's do the main code then. So this is kind of standard Actix stuff now. So we're going to return std.io result. Sorry, result. I was typing it as I said it. So std.io. It's that. That's all you need. Stop it complaining. I don't even. Oh, because it's Actix, you don't. It's just std.io result with no OK. In fact, it was OK, but it's just that we've not completed the rest of the code yet because we need to run the event loop and so on. So, so then we want to make a we want to make an entry. Sorry, we want to make a new state, a new instance of us. Initialize our state. Mute server map equal HashMap new. And then into server map, insert. Yeah. All right, what we're going to insert. So server one to string. That's the. So effectively, that's the. That's the struct, which matches the service, which is the name and string. But we're also putting a string as well before it into this hash map. So that's the hash map there, look. Hash map string server. So the string is that. And then we actually do the server hash map, which is name Um, right, okay. So we print a message to the screen, we create a server map with one server in it, because if we were to call list servers, we want something in it just for testing. Okay, so this is where we create the state. This is the good bit. So let state equal web data new. And we've got all these options here. So these are all the options for Actix for the web, right? Blocking, bytes. I'm not going to read those three. Kind of HTML, JSON, path, query. So I'd say payload, path, JSON, header, data, quite common. Data. Then you've got new, so that's kind of your builder. Okay. And then we do AppState. And then inside the AppState, we will then put last message and server list. So let's just remind how we did. So servers is Mutex new server map. Server map being what we've just created here. Then last message, no messages yet. So we're using Mutex for both of those as well, remember? So servers and last message, both Mutex. So servers, Mutex, last message, Mutex. And Mutex, was it Mutex new? Yeah. Sorry, I'm putting it's a comma, doesn't it? Struct, right. So let's put apologies for the dreadful typing. So we need to put something in the mutex, and it was a server map. And inside last message, just put a message. No messages yet. String. Happy. Servers mutex new server map. Servers mutex new server map. Why is that not happy? Oh, AppState is no field name. Oh, server list. Okay, good. So we've got a AppState, which now has something in it. We've got a server map, where the server map has just got one server, where it's called server one, and then it's got the kind of the server struct, which has got demo server and status is online. We've got the state. So what's the final thing that we did? So then we create a server. So HTTP server new. and then it's a closure with app new, wasn't it? App new. So yeah. Dot app data, and then it's the root. I'm just kind of fleshing these out before I actually come back and put stuff in them. And then once we've got the app, then we do the binders outside of that server, isn't it? Yeah, bind run await. Dot bind. Good old 8000. Dot run. Dot await. And that's not happy for some reason. Yeah, because bind's returning result, isn't it? Potentially. Right. Well, we're nearly there. So we've got, we need to just put something in the app data. So it needs one argument, which is the data. State, which is all this, dot clone. Because we need to clone it because we don't want to consume it, because this is going to be happening for every new connection. Let's just confirm that. Every new thread, every new connection. Do we clone the, and also because the closure's consuming it, so the state, because we need it a connection thread. Yep. So we clone it because each worker thread gets its own instance of the app data. It takes ownership of that data. You can't have multiple owners with Rust. So yeah, that's reassuring that I've remembered that. Good. Right. Okay. Path and route. So just finish this off so it actually compiles. Got oh yeah, this is cool. So we got message, and then we've got the same route, but we've got different methods. We've got different HTTP verbs. We've got get and post. So route message web get to. What was the other path was different, wasn't it? It was servers, we're going to call it. So you can call these what you want. It's a free world. You're not tied to calling it anything in particular. Web get. And then it's okay, dot to, and then the name of the handler. So whatever your handler's called is what you need to. And then remember, I always forget this. You don't need any parentheses. Web post to post message, and then web root was just get again, wasn't it? To was that list servers? Yeah. And why is that not happy? I think I've run out of Okay, what's going on here then? This 3. Required by boundary. I think I've got a typo here somewhere. Let's just for brevity, let's right, what's going on then? Move. App new. App data state clone. Right, let's this video is probably long enough now. Let's just put that in and oh, sorry about that. Right, let's put that in and just okay. So get post message lift servers. Why is that not right? Get underscore message post underscore. Have I got the names wrong? Right. What have I done differently to my example? Handler is not satisfied. Let's just, I'm just going to overwrite the first one we did. In fact, let's comment that out for and async. Functions need to be async. That was my bad. I forgot because it's not Tokyo. It's but yeah, Actix. Okay, so that's fixed the first one. It's not fixed the other two. Let's see what's going on there then. Handle get requests. Post list servers. Right. And get message. Let's put that one in and see what the difference is. We'll just comment that one out. That's 6. Unsatisfied trait band. I'm not understand. This is Okay, so for the post message, we're returning the body, not JSON. Okay. What was different on that one? We'll assume it's because of the async was missing. What's wrong on the servers one? Async, it returns JSON. Slightly confused, but again, that's nothing new. Data.servers. AppState, last message or server list. Let's call that servers. I think some things to learn from this. So one is you need to use async because it's Tokyo under the bonnet, although it's called Actix-Web main here. It's still Tokyo, Tokyo under the bonnet, so you need to be doing your async functions. Server list. It's not server list, that should be called servers. Okay, better, right. So, yeah, make sure you use async. Let's put a note in those out. So it's handle get requests. What do we call the endpoint to servers? Okay. Save, exit, cargo run. Made a bit of a meal of that, but yeah. Talking, typing, and thinking is trying to do three things at once. Right, it's running. So now we need to test it. And I'm just going to ask, I'm going to cheat really. I'm just going to ask some kill commands from ChatGPT on this. In fact, I don't think it needs the entire code. Make me 3 curl commands for this code, 1 per end point. The other thing to do then would be to do tests. You could do like an integration test, or you could do a unit test in the same thing, or you could do an integration test. Right, based on your routes. Let's test the first one. No messages yet. That's good. Well, that's what we wanted. I'm a big fan of using message received because we've sent hello world to it. hosted hello world. And I want to get this list of servers, and that should just be the demo server, just one server. There we go, demo server. Status online. There we go. So this has been quite a error string, but I think it's good because what it does is even when you're typing it from something you've already got, I think if you try and use that as a safety net, if it doesn't compile, then you can always go back to that because yeah. So what did I do differently? I got in a muddle with the server list, and server. So that's something to watch out for. Is when you've got a collection of something, call it a list. So a collection in the Rust sense. Yeah. So just watch your singular and your plurals. Server or servers. So this has been a demo of AppState. So what we've done is we've done all of this this code here, which is something I cobbled together and tested and rewrote several times before I put it on my website. You can probably get ChatGPT to make you one, to be honest. Mine is nothing special. But what it does is it will teach you about Mutex and how you need to use Mutex with AppState. Don't forget cloned as well, and lock, unwrap. And when you assign to a mutable variable that's on the left-hand side, you can just dereference it with the star, and then you can assign something to it from the right-hand side. So we've got state, and then if you keep going, you'll have shared mutable state. Mutex is necessary to mutate safely across threads. Yeah, and then when you actually use the AppState, so it doesn't have to be called AppState. AppState with counter, if that's what you've called it within your struct. And then when you've used it, when you've passed it in as a parameter. And yeah, all that usual stuff. So that's fairly generic. Web data created outside HTTP server with new closure. So you create an instance of what you want to be. Yeah, so you create in your AppState with counter instance there, and then you're moving a clone of it into your app, and then you're then passing your app into your HTTP server, because you'll have one HTTP server per client connection worker thread. State initialized inside the closure passed to the HTTP server new is local to the worker thread and may become desynced if modified. To achieve globally shared state, it must be created outside of the closure passed and moved cloned in. They've put moved /cloned. I think they mean moved in and clone. You clone it, it's a clone and it's moved in. Okay, this has been a long video about it's been a long video about shared state with Actix-Web. I'd encourage you to experiment rather than just passively watch me, because you learn a lot more. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, all that. Cheers.